How he's going? I'm doing a DNA rocker review. So I bought these. They're labelled or they're boxed as CalCustoms rockers. I'll show you the part number. I'll show you the rockers. It's basically going to do a review and see what we see. So here they are. This is I guess they're Procomp or whatever. First thing first, notice that they don't have the offset. Factory rockers have a left and a right. These are all identical. So when I've had these out of the box and dummied them up. Oh, it's bright. Hang on. These are my Chinese heads, and the rocket contact pattern is this side of the stem center line. These, yeah, not going to work without the B3. Like your ordinary shims for your rocker shaft, just the ones that Mopar have been selling for years, will bring the pattern out, and it's already out. So I mean, it's out, and it gets worse as it comes through the range of travel, through the range of movement. But the biggest thing is these push rod tubes would have to be ground, and I'm not doing that. I'm not eating into the heads. No way. So I've got a set of 587s, which have the really big push rod tubes, and so that'll work. Between shimming the rockers and the big push rod tubes, they should work on these heads. And if they're not quite on the center line, or if they don't have a nice pattern, not as big a deal, I don't think. Factory heads versus aftermarket heads. We'll see how it goes. I've got some. I'm actually halfway through bolt porting these heads, so a few chips and that on the floor. But I've got some checker springs. Don't have any large diameter retainers. These are factory 1345 factory retainers. Because it's 3/8 stems, I've only got 1132 stems in the larger diameter retainer, so clearance might be an issue, but I guess we'll just pull them out of the box and have a look. Okay, so first look with these on the iron heads. Looks like I'll try and stay out of the light, but it looks like plenty of clearance. You're not gonna focus. Anyway, can't see much. Phone doesn't want to focus, but even though these are real small diameter, it looks like there's heaps of clearance. You can see that there's heaps of clearance there, so that's always a concern. We'll slap some rocker hold downs, shaft hold downs on that, and have a bit better look. I'm not sure if we can see this, but the studs are the shank part of the stud is too long. You'll need a double or triple wash of that. I think this one maybe just one washer, but anyway, pay peanuts, get monkeys. Try and catch this. Yeah, don't think we'll use the hardware. Something I just noticed, screw-in plugs, the ends of the shaft. So that's kind of cool. I wonder if we can see. Nope. Let me see if I can. No. The answer is negatory. Alright, how about that? That is not a bad contact patch. With a little shim under the shaft. Oh, where's the shaft? With a little shim under the shaft, that'll come basically to center. That is not a bad contact patch. Alright, so put some Sharpie on there. Put the rockers down. And sorry about the camera work. What's the pattern look like? Can't see much. Okay. It looks fairly centered, but I reckon... No, you can't see a thing. Alright, let's see if I can catch this. The valves are a bit beat up on the ends, so you're not getting a full contact patch all the way across. But the line closest to the rocker stand is static, and the line further away is full travel, so probably about 800 lift. I reckon that's usable. What I'll do is I've got shims in a box up over the top. When it comes time to do final assembly, I'll just use shafts under the shims under the shafts, which is better than with these. It was the opposite. Instead of being, shaft side, it was exhaust port side, and then I'd have to buy an expensive shim kit, the V3 kit, and yeah, that's not in the budget. So hence, $300 rockers. The Australian made rockers are Yellow Terror. They're $1,500. And a set of Harlan Sharps will probably cost me, $2,600 Australian. Maybe I might get them out here for $2,200, but yeah. I don't know what, I know there's a decent set Mancini are doing now, but I don't know what they're worth, and I'm not overly interested in spending, $1,000 on rockers. I'll just play this and see how it goes. I'm going to slap some dial indicators on this now and check ratio. I'll try and turn that light away. So, if we go something like that, I'll run this through its range, and so I'll pump this pushrod side to 100 thousandths and see what the other one reads. If it reads 160, well, we've got a 1.6 ratio rocker. All right. Oops. Let's see now. Around and around we go. So, by that, it's a 1.57 ratio. 1.57, I can live with that. Alright. So this all the way over to where the two meet, and if I can show you, it's just about, if I can hold the camera still, it's just about centered. And that one can be whatever because it's got more room between the hold down. But this is hard up against the hold down block, and yeah, it's just, I don't know if you can't really see it, but it's not quite centered. It's probably good enough, but it's not quite centered. So yeah, I'll grab a push rod and I'll show you what the so as you can see, they're not centered, and maybe being that they're the higher ratio, the clearance here, I can't really indicate, but the clearance on, shit, I wish I could, this side, clearance on this side is actually tight because they've brought the adjuster in closer to the shaft, get the ratio. So as far as this goes though, it's difficult to tell. But that, it doesn't look too bad, but at the same time, oh yeah, you can see it slightly. Anyway, we know they're supposed to be 150 offset. Factory rockers are 150 offset. These are straight, so it's going to be a problem. Like I said, large tubes, large pushrod tubes in the 587 heads probably saves me. Just to show you a bit more about the kit, it comes with a pushrod, comes with a length check and pushrod, but they're not really thinking about what they're doing. It comes with multiple pieces, so if you had cup adjusters, you'd be set. But these have ball adjusters, so not really thinking about what they're doing. Ball adjusters need a cup pushrod. They send you a ball pushrod, so ball and ball ain't gonna work. Needs a cup and pushrod. They are roller at the fulcrum. They're roller at the shaft, so the internet's terrified of that. But the reviews say that it's the adjusters that go. There's guys that have run these 5 and 6 years, these DNA rockers, and it's not the bearings in the shaft that go. It's the adjusters. Now you can buy an adjuster. You can buy an adjuster kit. They're 716 NF. 716 UNF, and so you can buy an adjuster kit for ball or cup. So don't really know which way I'll go. I'll probably, yeah. I mean, I've got push rods for either, so it doesn't really matter. So in conclusion, the ratio turned out to be 1.57. For a 1.6 ratio rocker, that's fine. I think that's fine. So, in a nutshell, I think there'll be a usable rocker. Obviously very imperfect, but the ratio works out. I've seen comparisons done in more scientific, more accurate than what I've been doing, but where the ratio, the advertised ratio, was not as good as that, not as close as that, is what I mean. yeah, I've seen rocker tests, ratio tests. Might have been Hot Rod Magazine or whatever. You know, okay, it was a magazine article, so could be total, you know, could be total lies, but it was a comparison between name brand rockers and cheap rockers, and it was a few years ago now, but yeah, the ratios weren't as close as that on the high dollar rockers. So that's a good thing. That's something in the favour of the cheap rockers, these $300 rockers. Like I said, $1,500 for the Australian made ones. That's 1,500 Aussie. And I'm sure if you got them from the US, got them, you know, if you paid US money, you'd be paying heaps less. It'd be under $1,000, you know, $1,000 US. But by the time you get Harlan Sharps out here, you know, it's expensive. Rockers are expensive. So, yeah, look, in summary, I think they're usable. I think they're usable. That's what I'm going to go with. Probably upgrade the adjusters, and yeah, I'd say I'll upgrade the adjusters and then throw it together like that. But let me know in the comments. Talk to me, boys. See what whatever you got to say about it. Talk to me in the comments, and that's my review. I'll talk to you again soon.